From World of Concrete 2017, I want to introduce you to Brad Boehler, who's the president of Skyjack.
Hi, Roger.
How are you?
I'm very well.
You're looking well.
Thank you. You look great as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, Skyjack has had a phenomenal year. They came to the show in 2016 and brought a new telehandler, and this year you're coming in with just another telehandler,
one, yes.
A bigger and better and brighter one.
Absolutely.
Tell us all about the SJ1256.
Certainly, why not? So you're absolutely right. Last year we came in with kind of a ground-up design of telehandlers, brought in a 6, an 8, and a 10,000 pound telehandler, and obviously decided that we needed to continue building and fulfilling out that product line. And so the 1256 is our new prototype here at the show, and we're very excited about that. We're very excited to get it into the marketplace here shortly. And it's got lots of great features that I'm sure I can tell you about if we got a few
Well,
minutes.
I noticed in all of your literature that came out that one of the key things in this is, and it has to be an engineer's dream to be able to do this and make this accomplishment, but 70% of the content of this 1256 is from the 1056. Now, how does the engineering people, how do they get around to do that?
Well, they do it because it's really their mandate to do it from that's
corporate.
From corporate. Well, right from our executive group at Skyjack.
Sure.
We want to be simple and reliable, and we want to give the best return on investment to our customers. And commonality of parts, and them not having to stock a lot of different parts, and them being able to understand the machinery and have their technical and mechanical people understand how to repair the machinery is in our DNA. And so when you make it a mandate that you must make this machine in a similar manner, for example, our sky-coded manner is that everything that we do is numbered, wired, and performs similar functions. So our number 14 wire on every machine that we make today is black, and it makes everything go up. It's the main lifting mechanism of whatever machine it's on, whether it's a vertical mast, a scissor lift, a boom, or a telehandler.
Well, let me ask you from the end user standpoint, how important is it to have the commonality across both the service and the parts?
I think it's very important. So obviously most of our customers, we do mostly sell to rental houses. We do have some end users that have machines.
Sure, okay.
But they certainly want to have very little inventory of components on their shelves. And if they have a component that can be used in servicing of a variety of different machines, should they need to, then obviously that keeps less inventory on the shelves. That's less capital expenditures for them. It's less space. It's just overall easier. And I think, again, more importantly for us is the fact that we wanted to design that machine in such a way that their staff understands it. It's very simple for them to understand, and once they understand the concept around Skyjack, they understand
So it
all of our
encapsulates
machinery.
the learning process from their standpoint.
Correct, yes. So the training curve to get their people trained is much less steep and much easier with Skyjack machinery.
Now we're talking about a 12,000 pound telehandler, which obviously you have the lift capability, you have the height capability, and you have stability.
Yes.
Now of those three main components, and this machine will lift 56,000?
No, it'll lift 12,000 pounds.
256 feet.
No, it won't. So not quite. It will lift up to 56 feet. It will lift 7,000 pounds up to 56 feet to be placed. It'll lift 12,000 pounds up to 35 feet to be placed.
Excellent.
Yes, and those are both class leading, right? So the load chart is one of the things that we're very proud of at Skyjack as well. And we, again, was part of the deliberate design intent was to get a class leading load chart, and we achieved that. The other thing that we can do is we can also pick up 1,000 pounds at 42 feet extension or full extension of the boom. And that's really kind of a no-go place for other machinery. And so from that perspective and from lifting the maximum 12,000 pounds to 35 feet and also having 7,000 pounds at 56 feet, those are all class-leading attributes of our machine.
Now, obviously working in a working environment at a job site, you have uneven terrain, you have so many obstacles that you have to get around, and a machine like this is totally workable in that environment?
Absolutely.
As far as maneuverability and getting around?
Yes, yes, and so I mean it is like the remainder of our simple, reliable products as well. It's very tough and durable, and great ability and terrainability around job sites that are unimproved job sites is very important to us as well. And so another one of our philosophies for a lot of our products is that we use axles on a variety of our products.
Sure.
Where our competitors use wheel motors, and we do that because we believe that the longevity of the product, the ease of maintenance of the product, and also the performance of the product is improved in those ways.
Okay, let's talk power plant for a moment. This is Tier 4 final.
Yes, it is.
And it's interesting that I note here, it uses DEF, but no particular filter system.
Yes. So
now, how do you get around that?
well, it's just this, and that might be a little bit above my technical pay grade
Okay.
here, but ultimately what...
I'm not trying to trip you
No,
up.
I know, I appreciate that. No, but what we did is we did make a lot of choices from the engineering side, and I think, when we were here last year, we spoke about how we were able to put a 74 horsepower power plant into our 6, 8, and 10,000 pound machines, right? And we did a lot of engineering around that. We designed the powertrain, we redesigned the hydraulic systems around that, and so we were very, very successful with that. What we also did, though, is that we had some customers who still wanted to get that high, because what we lost out of all of that was we lost some top end speed at the on the third gear. And so for the customers who wanted that, we had a 107 horsepower engine in our 1056 option available. And for the 12,000 pound, we weren't able, there's only so far you can go with so much horsepower.
Right.
And so we weren't able to get that into the 12,000 pound yet. We might still work on that. But we've gone to that 107, so it's the same engine that we have in the 107 option for our 1056 telehandler. And again, you're absolutely right. It comes with DEF is a requirement. There's also an SCR on it, but there is no particulate filter. And so we were able to come up with a system that does, for example, for regeneration.
Sure.
It only requires regeneration every 200 to 300 hours. And so it is something, so it's like 10 or 15 minutes on, so it's not a regular operator regeneration. And so especially for a lot of our rental customers, if they've had it out on rent and they bring it back, they can do that regen in the shop and send it back out so that it clears that.
That's a key
DEF.
point to make, particularly going into that rental market.
Yes, and the other part of the diesel exhaust fluid there is that, so we have a tank. We also have a warning system in the cab that lets you know when that tank is becoming low, because obviously if you're not putting that into the tank, then you're having problems. Yes.
Now let me ask you a key question. Do you have productivity dates? And when is this machine going to be available?
We do.
To the
so
market?
we start production in May, and we like to tend to build for about a month and make sure that we've got everything coming off the line correctly and properly, and go through a bunch of quality checks. And we'll be shipping in June of this year.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, this is just a stunning machine. I've seen pictures of it, obviously. We're going to have a press conference with more information from it and the machine itself.
Yep.
And this ought to be one heck of a show for you.
I'm very much looking forward to it, and absolutely, it's sitting over there in our booth waiting for everybody to come see it.
There we go.
We'll have our press conference.
Well, there you go. If you're watching us and you're sitting there looking at this and you want to talk about it, see it, it's World of Concrete 2017. Brad Boehler is president of Skyjack. And by the way, we want to welcome you aboard as a sponsor for Construction Pros.
We appreciate the opportunity. We
Thank
love
you.
having our name back there.
Pleasure to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Roger.
Good.
Thank you.